What do we got? Horde group. We got Dead. Wait, no, wrong one. Dead. We also got Howling Storm playing Fire. No, Frost. We also got Lilu playing some Monkas. Nala as an Assassination rogue, I want to say. And Proxy. Wait, is that ML Prox? Is his name Proxy now? No. ML Prox better keep his name. We got Chrysler and Team Alliance. Adaki Bro trying out Affliction again. Lights Path. Who so far has been the guy finishing every duel. Sejuk as well as Toro. Hopefully Toro gets to play. What's up first on the Team Alliance? Hard to tell. On Team Horde, it looks like it's going to be Dead. You're just waiting for them, man. Who is up first? I think it's going to be Adati, bro. Deciding to go with the Fell Hunter? Maybe you're just messing with it? It looks like it is going to be Adati, bro. Dead now knows exactly who's going up against. It is going to be an Affliction Warlock. Adati, if you want to go back to Destruction, man, more than welcome to, dude. You don't got to play Affliction the whole time. Affliction is a little bit in a rough spot right now for PvP. It's going to be a horror effect onto Dead off the bat. Adati Bro just got a few dots at the Dead rolling. And it's actually a fair amount of damage. Look how much damage those dots are doing. Like, Dead is going to be able to heal through it very quick, but like, that's still a fair amount of damage look over time. Try to swap out his pet right now. Not happening. Get interrupted on it. Once you get a fear onto Dead, gonna go for Feign Death. That's gonna be another fear trying to come out. Dead is just gonna line it. Gonna get the dot damage going onto a dot, bro. Looks like he needs to get the dots up and running, refreshing his damage over time. Let's go for some setup. He's actually taking a lot of damage right now. Did he not have demon armor ahead of time? A lot of backpedaling around, and that's actually gonna snag a fear onto Dead regardless. Trying to get himself a drain life coming out. Does get interrupted on the shadow. Dot, bro, I think is basically out of all options. Trying to land the last fear Dead. Not gonna happen. Up next. Who's up next, boys? Adati Bro got his chance, man. He got his chance. It's gonna be Torre. Torre as a Windwalker versus Dead. He is getting himself a cannibalize. Getting hit with an in-cap. He's basically mostly full health. That's gonna be a big old touch of death on the Dead. He's gonna check it out. Gonna check it out immediately. That's gonna be a lot of damage to Torre. And needs to continue on as images are coming in. He's gonna get ruined to Dead. Does break himself out of the root. Does hit. This if you're trying to connect, not gonna happen. Does get a stun onto Torre. Trying to see if he can force out a cooldown out of him. Or has a fair amount of defenses. Does have a weird defensive though. Has one against magic damage. Could have probably had dampen harm or something. But he's still back with the Dead. Rolling Dragon Punch coming out as Dead does get himself a Feign Death. There's going to be a Karma coming up a little bit early as Dead does harpoon at him. Does land a freezing trap to follow him. That's going to be Tori actually suppressing a lot of the magical damage Dead is putting out. Not really sure if that does anything. Fist of Fury does come out. Does get a bit of a yeet my call procs in there. And Tori is still trying to catch up to Dead. Running through the Tar Trap. Gonna go for Vivifies. You can see the kill tier and cast animation looking pretty good actually. It actually looks kind of intimidating, this helm, honestly. Imagine the big dude as big as he with that kind of helm. Looking like a Bane ass motherfucker, right? Looking literally just like Bane. Stun coming down to Dead. Sees that Dead is actually Feign Death. Couldn't quite target it for a second, but Dead is gonna land that Fist of Fury. That's gonna be Freezing Trap coming out, and Tori doesn't have any way to break out of it. Dead is gonna be able to get away. Might even be able to go into full cam, but Tori needs to be thinking about picking up eyes right now. Dampening hasn't quite kicked in. Dead is getting full heals. Every second counts. Is Tori aware? He's just going to go for Vivify. He's going to allow Dead to get a full reset. Looks like Dead might even be able to get a full Manic Man just coming out in the back. We'll see. Tori does pick up eyes. Dead is going to come out. Basically at full health. Tori needs to find a way to deal with this. Getting stunned up a little bit early right now. Sal's wall does have images up and running, it looks like. 2 charges at least on my bars. Trying to target his last stuff to Dead as Dead is popping some cooldowns with Aspect of the Eagle. Running Tori through all the traps. Fist of Fear to lock Dead down. Does go for a Feign Death for a moment. Is going to disengage. Tori is going to drag and kick past the Tar Trap. Karma coming in about 9 seconds. Needs to find a way to survive this damage. It's going to get a stun onto Dead with images up and running. Is going to go for wall right now. Whirling Dragon Punch. Oh my god, the Karma. If he had ability to press that Karma at the very last moment, Dead actually might have just killed himself with those traps. Let's go to Sejuk with a Reflect coming in. Is Dead still going to cut him through the trap? It looks like he is! Instant cannibalize. So Sejuk had a Reflect up and running. Dead actually got so much health out of that just now. With CC onto Sejuk at the same time. Sejuk maybe can get a charge in. Just trying to run to Dead so he can burn charges at a later time. That's going to be tricking out of Sejuk as he gets hit with a stun. Dead is going to go for a big old Maledict as Sejuk could maybe go for some damage. Actual Reflect coming in for Sejuk. Maledict onto Dead instead. It's going to go for a heal. I don't know if that heal got Maledicted or not. That's going to be a freezing trap by Sejuk. Is he going to hit into it? Looks like he's actually going to hit the pet for a little bit. And decided to pull himself back as he saw Dead throw down a trap. Didn't want to get frozen right then and there. Could maybe get a charge. Dead wants to cut him through another set of traps. Throws him through one trap. Sejuke's health is not doing that amazing. Tried to force out the big defensive though with enraged regeneration. Is going to get the enraged regen rolling. If he had the freezing trap reflect right now, that would have been perfect. But he did not. And Dead looks like he might be able to actually run away. Does get himself a full camo. If Sejuke can get a big old leap out in the open, find Dead, he might be able to do something. Man bandages are going to set him up back to full. Sejuke, I guess, just kind of waiting out in the corner for Dead to come out any moment. Gonna get a charge in. Needs to at least heal himself. Charge heals is what's gonna be important. Also, don't let Dead run around all over the place. I think getting slowing him up and running a little bit early is a good idea. There's gonna be a stun by Dead. Leap, charge for Sejuke, trying to get himself set up onto Dead. Dead is actually just gonna bail away the hell out. Second charge coming up for Sejuke, so he doesn't roll stun build. Runs double charge, so that's pretty good. Does get a fear onto Dead, but not a lot of heals that he can really work for. It is going to be a Malta coming in onto Dead as Sejuke does eat a trap. You could try to leap around top of Dead with maybe a reflect or something. Harpoon coming out, and Dead looks like he's going to finish him off and does finish off Sejuke right at the very end. Throw down a trap on one side. Cryzer is walking on the hole on the other side completely. That's going to be an interesting duel. Cryzer versus Dead. The most mobile class in the game versus like the least mobile class in the game. He's going to land that Cataclysm though. Get himself set up. With dots, he has to have the pet up and running to eat all the traps. Star trap coming down. That's it. Cryzer just trying to find an angle. Does get a rune onto Dead. Dead's gonna go for a feign death for a moment and try to bail the hell out of there. Does catch a camo for a moment, but the dots are on him. He's gonna get a heal up and running right now. His dampen is rolling to 10%. Manning Bennett's coming out. Do the dots break him out though? It doesn't look like he has any dots. Him or his pet. There's gonna be a stun to Cryzer. Dead's gonna go for some damage. And it's gonna go for range damage, but he's not gonna go. No, Dead popped some cooldowns, but he's not actually gonna get in there. Aspect heal coming up right now, so you can get them. Mongoose bites back to back. Drain life coming up for Cryzer. Is he just playing very, very passively? Dead is out in the open with a horror effect. Trick us out of interfere. No, Fade does that fear, and is going to try to line Cryzer as best as he can on any CC. Try to get the pet CC up and running too. Cryzer is deciding, you know what? I'm just going to go for Drain life. Send my pet over at Dead. I'm just going to chill for a bit. Maybe the pet can get some kind of CC. The pet does get hit with a trap. Maybe Cryzer is gonna go for a big old Infernal play right now. Gonna try to load up big old Cataclysm, big old Bolts. Is he gonna be able to do anything though? Does he have Horror effect to follow? Can you Horror Dead out into the open? As traps coming down, it's gonna be Charge Trap that Dead doesn't have to eat. The Succubus is on the other side. That's some Drain Life rolling. That's gonna be Shadow Fear trying to come out. Dead actually dodges it completely. Does Cryzer have himself Death Coil to get Dead out in the open? Dead doesn't have a Trinket anymore. Looks like Cryzer's trying to get something going. Trinket's out of that stun. Might even have to wall here. No. That's going to be a big old horror coming out right now. Could go for a big old Chaos Bolt. Actually breaks out with the racial out of that fear. Cryzer having to go for a wall right now. Didn't get to do the most damage that he wanted with big old Chaos Bolts. Actually does end up running into a trap as they give himself a full Manding Bandage. That's going to be Pet coming in with a Succubus CC. Cataclysm as Cryzer barely has any health, and a big old grenade ends him. Next up is Lightspath onto Dead, who has no cooldowns, no Trinket coming up in a bit. That's going to be big old wings and collapse him immediately to survive for as long as he did with Cryzer, and then Lightspath just taking it all away just like that. That's a little bit rough. Next up is going to be Lulu versus Lightspath. Lulu has a full cooldowns. Lightspath literally just blew a Trinket for I don't even know to what. But he blew wings off the bat, so Lulu's basically getting to fight him at his full, at his strongest. Waiting out for Lightspath's Shield of Vengeance as the Pally is trying to get in there. Hey, that's got to ring a piece to try to knock him way out. Hodge does come down. Shield does kind of pop. I don't think Lulu's actually in close proximity of that shield popping though. That's going to be Wall with a stun. Does have a touch of death. Maybe Lightspath is going to pop a cooldown. That's going to be a big old touch of death that is getting bopped off. But that's going to be Belf coming out. Trying to take off the buff from Lightspath. And does it do it? It does. That's Lightspath getting some easy damage to the Paladin. But Lulu's not out of the fight quite yet. I don't know exactly what Proxy's doing. But yeah, Proxy, if you could just kind of chill, cool you just a bit, man. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Incap coming in. Is he going to go for a big old stun setup? Does get the images up and running. And Lightspath is just going to run away from it. Does get a Hodge to the Lulu. Trying to see if he can force out cooldowns out of the Lulu. But it's not playing very offensively. I feel like a Hodge and do some damage might be better. But Lightspath is also playing for a longer game. Mally to follow onto Lightspath. Fist of Fury coming down for Lulu. Rapid firing out of there. There's going to be Wings coming out. And a Karma. Lightspath is going to bubble out of it. Lulu's going to bail the hell out of there. And it's continuing to run as Horse is coming out for Lightspath. Deciding, you know what? With a little bit of moment of Wings that I had, I'm not going to do it. No more mobility. So it is Bubble getting forced out of Lightspath. That is no Trinket getting forced out of Lulu. So you still can Trinket a Hodge if needed. Let's Path gets out of that stun immediately though. Shield of Vengeance up and running. Lu's gonna ride away from it. He's gonna kite, dragon kick. Let's Path has a Shield of Vengeance as the last bastion of defense. Does have a trinket if anything. But that's really about all he's got, and Lu still has a big defensive available. Wall coming up very soon, about a minute on the Karma. Trinkets out of it as wings come out for Lightspath. That's big wings out of the Paladin. He gets slows into Lu back to back. Can he catch up? He's running after him. That Ring of Peace is going to kind of set him back though. Is he going to mount up of this? He's going to mount up. Try to see if he can catch up with the Monk, because it's going to be wall for the Monk. Try not to take any damage ahead of time, just pre-walling any of this. Lightspath still has wings for a little bit longer. Does get a slow, but Lu's going to dragon kick out of there. Continue to go for Veil fights whenever he can. Fist of Fury up and running. Lightspath is getting parried and everything. Gonna go for maybe a heal. He's kind of out in the open. Spirit Crate Kick coming down. Lightspath taking a lot of damage. But Lu's gonna bail out of there as he's running out of cooldowns. Needs to wait for that Karma to secure himself a win. That is gonna be Absorbatron coming out. Up in Lightspath a bit. Lu's getting hodged up, no trinket available. Yes, Lightspath have enough to take out the Monk. Safety trinket coming out. Lightspath trying to get more holy damage in it. Does get hit with an incap. Doesn't have a trinket for it. Looks like his human trinket is the only thing available. Karma is a backup available for Lu though. Lightspath needs to be very, very careful. Does have Shield of Vengeance up and running if he needs to. Trinket should be up if he needs it. That's gonna be Lu gonna go for a touch of death. Fist of Fury coming out. That's gonna be Shield of Vengeance. Maybe Wings coming up too. Karma coming in. That's not gonna be enough to absorb damage back. That's gonna be damage back into Light's Wrath. He's gonna take a ton. Safety Chicken coming down right now. Needs to heal himself right now. Karma completely just reverse all this damage. That's gonna be Ring of Peace, and Lu does take him out as he hits him with a big old ring. And that's gonna be a duel, boys. Should we do one more? Should we do uno mas? I like that Ring of Peace, by the way. I like that. That's like, that can fuck someone up really bad. Especially if they're like trying to stand and cast all day.